What's up guys, in this video we're going to be making the ultimate Discord bot. So this bot will do a ton of cool things like play music, generate random memes from the internet, and display everyone's ping alongside many other commands. If you want to jump to a certain command, I left timestamps down below. Other than that, let's get started by heading to the Discord developer portal located by Google searching Discord developer portal and clicking on the first link here. Now, once we're at this page and you are signed into your account, we can go to the top left and select applications. You can see all the apps that I have created here, but we need to create a new one, so we can go up to the right and select new application. You can name yours anything that you would like. I'll just call mine VideoBot. Then we come to this screen and you see a optional description as well as a picture. You can fill that if you would like. I'm going to skip that. But we need to go to the bot tab on the left hand side and select add bot. Once we get the success message here, everything's good to go. Now we can scroll down and give the bot administrator privileges. Next we need to go to OAuth 2 and select bot. So what this is going to do will give us a link that we can paste into our browser, and from there we can select which server we would like the bot to be a part of. So let's go ahead and copy this link here and go up to our browser and paste it and then select enter. We'll see a screen like this, and then you simply select which server. I'm going to put this on the test server, and once you hit authorize, you should see this green check mark here. So that means things are working, and then we can go and check Discord to see if the bot is actually in the server. So on the test server here, we see that VideoBot is now in our test server. So everything's looking good, and further we can go and start coding. So I'm going to be using IntelliJ. Some of you may be using Eclipse. I recommend IntelliJ, but if you are deciding to use Eclipse, then just be warned that there will be two major differences in how this is done, but it shouldn't be anything that you can't figure out on your own. So let's open up IntelliJ and create this new project. So we're going to go up here and say File, New Project, and this is going to be a Gradle project, and we'll hit Next. Then we can name our bot, and I will just call this, again, VideoBot, and select Finish. Now, the first thing that we need to do once our program loads is go and change the compiler from Gradle to IntelliJ. So we can do that by going to File Settings, and then inside Build Execution Deployment to Gradle. Let's change these two drop downs here to say IntelliJ and hit Apply. Now we're all set with that, and we need to change the build.gradle files. So I typed it out already to save time, and I'm just going to copy and paste this, but you will be able to find this code below. Now we're going to use some libraries like Lava Player specifically to play music. Anyways, we can go and create our main class, but before we do that, I'm just going to quickly change the font size for better visibility for you guys. Alright, I hope this font is fine for you guys. Now let's continue on and create our main class. We're going to call this VideoBot and just keep the same naming convention, the name of our bot. We'll go here and throw in a public static method. Now we can create our listener class, and what this class will do, or object, will listen for events that happen in Discord, such as messages and voice activity. So we can create this and we will call it listener. So inside our listener class, we're going to extend the listener adapter, which has a method called onReady, and this method will be able to show us in our log that our bot is ready to be run. So let's type this out. Now this is typed out, we're going to be using a logger to display this here. So let's create the logger. Now our bot should be printing when it is ready as soon as we fire it up. Next, we'll create our bot using what are called intents and flags. So intents or flags can speed up performance a lot, and they're used to disable things like direct messaging or typing when we'll never need to use that in a bot. With the new JDA version, we have to explicitly state which events we need instead of listening for them all, which would slow down performance. To do this, we'll use gateways and intents, as you will see in just a moment. Okay, so this is our code here, and now let me quickly break this down for you guys, just so you know what's going on here before we move ahead. So we're creating our instance of JDA using the bot token. Now your bot token can be retrieved at the Discord developer portal right here. You're just going to go to the bot tab and click copy. Now you don't want to share this at all, but since I'm deleting the bot after the video, it's not a concern to me. So these are our our gateway intents, and we're utilizing the guild members, messages, and voice states. Now, voice states is going to be used for our music bot. If we weren't utilizing the music command, we wouldn't need to care about voice states because we're going to need the bot to join the server to actually play the music. Besides that, we are adding an event listener, or our event listener right here. We are setting our activity to playing bangers, and we are building the bot right here. One more thing to note is that we are throwing a login exception up here, so make sure that you have that, as well as the fact that since Discord believes that guild members contain sensitive data, we need to go and whitelist our bot in the Discord developer portal. So to do that, we can go back to the portal, and right on the bot tab, we'll scroll down to to server member intent, and we are going to select yes. And also be sure to note that once your bot reaches 100 or more servers, you're going to require verification and whitelisting. So that's a whole nother process, but for now, we are just going to select this. So save changes, and we can go back to our bot, and then let's go ahead and give our bot a run. So we should be able to see our message here in the logger, and you see that the video bot is ready, so that's good. Finish the setup for the guild, finish loading, so this is all good stuff. Now let's go and check Discord and see what happened. So in our test server, we see that video bot is now online, it's playing bangers, so this is really good. Now we can go ahead and start firing up the commands and getting all of that to work. So inside of here, we can go ahead and implement a shutdown command, for example. But before we do that, we should check if the user that sent the message is a bot or if it's an automated message, and that way our bot doesn't read what is said. Again, we're checking if the user is a bot or if the message is automated by Discord. And to do that, we create an object of type user, and this user interface has a method that is called isBot, and this will tell us if the account is a bot or not. So to create this object, we are using the method getAuthor, and this is in the guild message received event class. So let's take a look at that really quick and see we are getting return of a user object through message.getAuthor. So that looks good here, and now we can go ahead and create the shutdown command for our bot. Okay, so I'll just explain this code really quickly before we move on. Here we're defining our prefix and we are getting the raw content of the message. Then inside this if statement, we are saying if the raw contains our prefix as well as the word shutdown and the user ID is equal to this, which you can get your user ID by right clicking your avatar here in the top and selecting copy ID. Go ahead and paste it in there. And so if the prefix is the exclamation and has the word shutdown and it's coming from us, then we are going to shut down the bot. So let's give this a run and see if it works. I will open up Discord and we see that our video bot's in here. Now let's give it the shutdown command. And we see that the bot is shut down and our listener prints shut down. So everything here is working great. And now I will show you guys a little info command and how you can format things when your bot is printing in Discord. Alright, so now that we're done with this code, you can see that we're basically doing the same thing here. We're checking for the prefix, and if following the prefix is the word info, then we are going to use um, this info object of type embed builder, which is going to let us set a title, a description, and add a field. So let's see how this looks. You can change this color too. This is just black, I believe, but you will see exactly what this does in just a second. So let's run this, and we will open up Discord, and let's give our video bot the info command. And you see here that it prints. I can't really make this bigger for you guys to see, but you see that it prints this little nice box of information. You can put the info here and the creator, and you can also list commands or do whatever you would like here. All right, so obviously just doing this else if is not conducive. It's not clean code. We're going to need something to manage our commands for us. So we're going to create a command manager next, and then we'll get into all the other commands. Actually, on second thought, if we really want to make clean code with abstraction, we can create a command interface that will describe some methods that our command classes will then implement. So let's do that first, and we'll create an interface called iCommand. I obviously meaning interface. Okay, so this interface will implement, it will describe some methods that we're going to need to use in our command classes. Okay, so this is the methods that our command classes are going to implement, but we need to provide some context for our handle method. And what I mean by that is we have to know what guild or what server the command is being run in. Also, if the command has arguments or not. For example, you can, with a rhythm bot, you type exclamation play, and then you provide a link after, that link being the argument. So let's create a command context class that will provide that for us. Okay, so this command context class is going to implement the iCommand context interface. Okay, so we're implementing the get guild and get event methods from the iCommand context interface. And what we need to do is create some variables here. And actually, I will just code this class out and then I will explain after it's done. Alright, so we have with each command, we have our event and we have our arguments. And these methods down here are going to return the guild, this will return the event, and this will return the arguments. Now we can go ahead and create the command manager, which will manage our commands. So in our command manager class, we're going to need a list to hold all of our commands. And to add commands to that list, we're going to create an add command method. Also, we'll need a get command method that will return commands from our list, as well as implement the handle method from our iCommand interface. But if that sounds confusing, don't worry, I'll explain it just after I finish coding. Alright, so let's quickly go over this command manager class so you guys know what's going on. Basically, we have our list of commands here that we will add to. Now, how are we going to add a command to the commands list? Well, we're going to do that in the constructor. And to add the command, we will utilize this method here. Now, this is basically just checking if the command already exists in the list, and if it doesn't, then we will add the command. Right here we have our two get methods, so this will return our list, and this get method is returning a command from the list. And finally, we have our handle method. So just in case if you guys have errors here for this line and you typed it out, what I did is I went to the iCommand interface and I put in this parameter here. So when we're passing into the argument we don't get an error. So anyways, this method will be called in the listener class, whenever an event's issued. And basically what we're doing inside of here is taking the message, we're going to strip away the prefix so we're left only with text and arguments if there are any. Let's take for example the ping command. So someone issues the ping command, we're stripping away the prefix, and then split of 0 becomes the word ping. And we're going to lowercase it and then get the command that corresponds to it. So for example, in the ping command example, we will have a ping command class. So we will get that class and then we're going to call the handle method inside of it given the context. I hope that makes sense. I think it will make more once we create the ping command class. So let's go and call this handle method inside of our listener and see what it does. Alright, so now we need to call the manager that is going to call the handle method that we just created. So let's go up here and create our command manager. So this should get the error to go away down here, and now we are free to create the ping command class. So we're going to right click here, new Java class, and we'll call this ping command. So I will just code this out, but you guys probably already know that we are going to be implementing the handle method, the get name, as well as get help. So I will code this out and then we'll talk about it a little bit after I'm done. Alright, so we created our ping command class, and again we are implementing these methods from our iCommand interface. Right here we get, or we're sending the reset ping as well as the gateway ping, also known as the WebSocket ping. Right here we are just filling out our get name method and the get help method. So now we can go back to our listener, or I'm sorry, our command manager, and add the ping command. So we should be ready to roll. Now let's give this a run and see if it works. I will bring Discord over here. We got our finished loading and our bot is ready. So now let's issue the ping command. And we see that it works just perfectly. Now, our next order of business is to create the meme command. So this will be easy because we just have to, again, implement the, wherever ping command went, we just have to implement the handle method, get name, and get help. So let's go do that and create our meme command class. Again, I'll code this class out and then explain a little bit afterwards. Alright, so we have our meme command class, and let me just quickly run through this so you guys understand what's going on. So we're getting the channel from our context, and then we're using web utils to get a JSON object. Now we're using this async here because we don't want the API call to run on the same thread as our event, or else our bot won't be able to receive new events until this call is done. So this will run asynchronously. Inside of our block here, we have the if statement. If our JSON is not a success, then we are going to return an error message. If it is a success, then we are going to get the data from the JSON and then display it using embed builder. Other than that, we just have our get name and get help methods here. So let's put this into command manager. We will add this command and see if it works. Now I'll just drag Discord over. And we're actually going to have to rerun our bot so this works. And we should be good to go. So let's try this out. And we see that it works great. So this is going to be a great way to troll your friends. Always good to have in a Discord bot. But yeah, so this is really a fun feature here to add to the Discord bot, and it's getting the memes from r/dank memes. So you can have a good time with this. Now on to the hardest part of our tutorial, which is going to be the music. So the first thing that we're going to do is utilize an open source music player called Lava Player. And we'll use these three classes specifically. I'll leave a link down to this GitHub in the description, but we're just going to copy and paste these classes into our bot for brevity. Okay, so we have our classes created, the audio player send handler, the guild music manager, and the track scheduler. So I'll just briefly go over what these classes do after I get done copying and pasting into this IntelliJ. Alright, so now that we have the classes all copied over, just basically what we're doing inside the Guild Music Manager is creating an audio player, a scheduler, and a handler that we can use in the Player Manager class that we'll create right after this, which will be a singleton class. So let's create the Player Manager class and we'll go from there. Alright, we have our player manager class created, so let's just quickly run through this. Now, of course, I said this is going to be a singleton, so we have our instance variable here, and down here is where we have the get instance method to make sure that we only have one in our entire program. Also, we have the music managers and audio player manager here that we are initializing inside of the constructor. This guild or get music manager, so what this does is tell the JDA what to use when we're sending audio, which would be the guild music manager send handler, also known as the audio player send handler. Then we have a load and play method for loading tracks, and this uses the load item ordered method from Lava Player, but we do have to add our own code to track loaded ourselves. So what we're going to do inside of track loaded is queue up our track and then send a message that it's playing. So let's do that right now. Alright, so everything for the audio is set up. The last two things that we need to do is one, create a join command so our bot can join the Discord channel or else it will not be able to play music. We need it to be in the channel. And the other thing is make the play command, and that will be our last thing. So let's quickly create the join command and get that up and running. Okay, so this is our join command, and of course we have the get name and get help just like the other channels as well as the handle method. So inside of the handle method, what we're doing is basically checking if the bot is already in the channel. And if the bot already is in the channel, then we're not going to attempt to join it. Next, we are checking if the member is in the channel, whoever sent the command. So if they are not in the channel, then the command won't work. And finally, we have the case where everything is good and we are joining the channel on our bot. Other than that, these two are the same. So let's give this a try and see if this works. First, we need to run the bot, and then, of course, we need to be inside of the channel, and we will run the join command and see if our video bot joins. Oh, actually, we need to first put the join command in our command manager here. So we'll add this. And now we should be good to go. So let's check now if this join command works. And we'll have to rerun our application. So we'll hit the join command and we see that the bot does join. So that's really good. This is all working. Now the last thing that we need to do to wrap this video up is make the play command. So let's get started with that and make the play command class. Okay, our last command is complete. Now again, we overrode the handle method, the get name, and get help method. I also created this is URL method to quickly check if the link provided or the argument is a URL. So let's quickly go over this. Now, of course, we get in the context again, and here we're checking if someone basically just sent the play command without providing a link, then we're going to return. Right here, we're checking if the bot is in fact in the voice channel, and then we check if the person who issued the command is in the voice channel because they need to be. And this method right here checks if we are in the same channel as the bot when the command is issued. So if all those things, if none of these get returned, then we're coming down here and we are calling load and play on our channel and link. And right here, we're just making a quick check to see if the link is a URL. So with all these here, we are done with the play command. Now the last thing to do is see if it works. So let's actually go to the command manager and we're going to issue in a new command. Okay, so we've added our final command and now we just have to run the bot. Once we get it up and running, we will open up Discord. Now that the bot is online, we can issue the join command. And then finally, we will issue the play command with a link from YouTube. And we'll see if it works. And it does. The music is playing perfectly. We got a little Trap City from YouTube. But this is the end of the video. Please let me know in the comments if you want a follow-up with more commands. I hope you all had a fun time coding this bot with me. I sure had a fun time making this video. And we'll see you in the next one.